begin. Welcome back, my friends. We are live on the internets with the 8th session of our story dragon of Icespire Peak. When last we saw our heroes, our party had just battled with Garor, the Manticore. Garor the Manticore. God, I didn't get that rhyme. You had sent him off on his way, battling him into retreat, almost losing your halfling friend in the process. You decided to short rest, regather yourselves, and track down Garor in his final death throes, and finish him off. You tracked him back to the abandoned quarry lair that he made with Adabara, and had been keeping her prisoner there for some time. You came upon him half dead as you had left him, screaming at Adabara, yelling, roaring at her to give him potions of healing, things to help him, and she was refusing, seeing that he was weak in the moment, hoping that you would come to her rescue, which you did just in time, making your way over the edge of the quarry that sinks down deep into the earth. You attacked. Garor was able to rip the healing potions away from Adabara, knocking her unconscious and healing himself in the process. The battle that commenced was a close and stressful one. Many of those spikes falling down, stabbing into our party. There was a moment where a bugbear literally launched into the sky to breathe fire and then plummeted down into a corpse pile in an epic moment. Shots fired back and forth from crossbows on the ground, explosions of acid and of magic and light in the sky as well, dodging and rolling. The final blow dealt by Kalik to the beast's heart as it was just about to fly away. It plummeted to the ground and unfortunately landed right down on top of your companion Enerva, and she did not survive the impact. The last few shots of Garor in his final moments were in an attempt to kill Adabara, but once again Kalik stepped in the way, with Ylva as well suffering strikes as many of these things just flew down during the battle. Ylva was almost brought to her knees too, but the battle ended with the death of Enerva, the death of Garor, and the rescue and survival of Adabara and the rest of the party. And that is where we pick up with all of you in the and hopefully you can hear the music within the quarry itself. I believe Piper and Sneeze are in the middle of going through and dismembering parts of Garor, and effectively... Here, I'll play a new song here at Idle 2. Not all players have loaded the audio clip. Eventually, you guys will load it, and then I'll be able to play it.
It's me, sorry. It says loading.
Okay. Here we go.
I think I just got it.
Okay, cool. And remember, you can change your music. If you go to the music tab at the top, you can change your volume.
Yarp.
Are you able to hear anything, Michaela, or you got nothing?
Nothing yet.
If you go to the music tab, what is the volume on your music player?
The loudest.
The loudest, then you hear nothing. Do you hear something, Josh?
Yep, I'm getting it.
Okay. It might just be loading a little slower for you, but it should come up.
Okay, I'll wait.
Within time. Kyle, do you hear anything?
Yeah, it's just it's subtle.
Oh, it's so
if
you
you
hear the...
if you go to your music player at the top, you should be able to turn it up.
Yeah, it's at max.
Oh,
yeah.
it's at max and it's still subtle. Yeah, it's pretty low.
Sounds alright to me. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's okay.
I don't know where else that we'd be able to change it. If you go to menu and you go to configuration sound, you might be able to mess with that. There, to actually get game volume and other stuff to turn up. But yeah, we see Sneeze and and Piper just dismembering different pieces of the Manticore Garor to take back the head being chopped off, all the nails, the teeth. They're going ham on this thing. It's like they've done it before. And Enerva's been sort of left in the crater because they pulled the Manticore out. And I believe where we left off last, the rest of you were all just sort of settling down to rest after such a heavy battle. Yep. And Adabara is unconscious for... Roll a d4 for me, Michaela?
Yes.
Yeah.
A d4. I should roll gloriously. Okay.
4, nice. She's out for 4 hours. Okay. Yeah, and you can always put those in the trash too when you're done if you wanna, if that'll be easier for you. It's up to you, doesn't matter. But I also hope it's easier for you to grab dice now that they're all labeled.
Yeah.
And color coded. But yeah, what do you guys do? We open up on this scene, sort of our camera coming top down, and we see all of you.
I think Gilda would probably start de-spearing herself.
Yeah, each one that comes out, a font of blood kind of pours down with it.
I have 6 HP. Yep.
I think you only have 4 in there, but I think dramatically, I think every time you pull one out, you take a damage.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, now you hear music.
Well, it's because it's like, I mean, these are tail spikes.
Yeah, they're like a thicker crossbow bolt.
Yeah. So probably working through making sure that those are all clear.
Yes.
And maybe like collecting them next to her for a second, and then how long is a short rest?
A short rest is an hour.
Hour. Okay. So probably would pick all of those up, sort of try to get her bearings, and kind of climb down to the middle of the quarry. So.
Okay.
Sort of making her way, maybe like, sort of limping a little bit. Broken ribs, impaled, holes, blood everywhere.
Yeah. I think you definitely see... I removed the quarry, but I can bring it back if we need it. You can definitely see that Kalik... down at the bottom of the quarry, we have Kalik, Pollen, and Adabara.
Okay.
Yeah, let me throw up the...
Being a good healer, I'm monitoring her health. Yes.
Oh, you're doing what?
As a good healer, I am by her side monitoring her health.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's what I do. Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, you're making sure she's still breathing.
And so you'd catch Yilda approaching with the lances in hand, sort of making her way across the dirt.
I am so sorry. I know how it's painful. I have nothing to say. It's gonna hurt for a really long time. I'm still feeling it right here, and right here, and right here. I can't do something if I have a rest. I cannot heal you at the moment.
It's okay.
Ooh.
I will bandage myself up.
I do nice pretty bones if you want something to make it look prettier. Yes.
I'm not looking for bones at the moment. I need to rest.
Okay, lay down.
Just probably sit down next to you while you're tending to Adabara.
Yeah. She needs food. I don't have any more cupcakes or anything like that from the bakery from before.
Food-wise, what's on your character sheet? Like, are you, I mean, as far as like cupcakes from before, looking at
probably bad because we got it before we went also to the gnomish place. I mean halfling.
You definitely have rations. It'll be difficult to feed her while she's unconscious, but I mean,
I'll wait. She'll choke if I try to stick some food into her right now.
If you guys want to, you can place your tokens on this map to represent your location. It's not like insanely important, but that Piper's up here. You know that the corpses are over here, and Nerva is let's get Nerva's body here because Nerva is also up here. Oop, she's a little too big. It's because I left him too large. Okay, Minerva's dead over here. Flip her over.
Should bury her or take her to the town? I'm sad because I almost won. Now she's dead, and I cannot prove myself this time.
You won the game that mattered.
We should bury her properly and bring proof back.
Bury or burner.
Yeah?
We should not dishonor the dead.
No. So maybe we should burn this whole pile of dead bodies right over here. I can still smell it.
Yeah, there's like at least 3 large bodies that hold like probably half a dozen corpses each.
Is it piles of corpses and stuff?
There's it's a lot of it's bones. Some of it is like rotted away, like meat, like whatever pieces. Like there's a bones pile, and then there's like a half-eaten corpses pile kind of thing.
While she's tending to Adabara, Yelva would move to probably the bones pile first because the smell is shitty.
Yeah.
And start sort of like not really sorting but kind of sifting through. Maybe there's some identifying stuff for
you see, yeah, the skull, I would say, like,
left behind.
Yeah, there's plenty of, like, there's skulls, there's bones. You see some that are very, very, that's not very, very, well, yeah, some that are large, some that are small. Not a lot in between. The small ones could easily be gnome, they could be goblin, any either or. I think the incisors would tell you goblin more often than gnome. The larger ones you can see animals. It could be wolves. It could be cattle. It could be horses. And then some of the larger bodies would ensue like either goblinoid of a kind, they're larger goblinoid, or just bigger orc or ogre style. Like this has been, a lot of this has been here for a very long time. You imagine that this new layer has dated back to when Garor was kicked off the mountain by Cryovane.
So sifting through some of these, I'd like to Yulva would take probably a pile enough to fill like a sack or something.
Just some bones.
Yeah, just keep some bones, maybe for making something later with a jewelry or wrappings or something.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What's up?
Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
Yes.
Can I burn stuff with it?
I would say that you technically, by rules, I don't think you can. I don't think things will catch fire, but I have no problem with people just burning things in the context of like enough time spent. I think the reason they don't want Sacred Flame and like Firebolt, or actually Firebolt might, certain spells say it doesn't catch on fire in the context of a battle. Like, they don't want you to think that you're setting stuff on fire in the middle of a battle. But we're out of battle. This is mostly roleplay. You can burn things with your cantrip.
Okay, later when we hopefully look through the pile of bodies, then I'll go and burn it so they don't have to breathe disgrace like this anymore. As well as probably your companion who is still squished up there. So, yes.
Yeah. Put the orcs and goblins to bed, along with the wild animals.
I can certainly help with that too. I can pour oil on the piles.
So yeah, if you want to burn the corpse, you totally can. It's gonna smell even worse around here. It'll be a new scent if you burn because there's only, like, the pile that Yilva is in is mostly bones, but the two near you are, yeah, there's still corpse left, there's still clothes, there's still some like a little bit of rusted armor. Nothing like worth grabbing. Anything in these piles is pretty worthless. So there will be a smell from those that burn. It's up to you if you want to stick around for them, but and you gotta let me know the fate of Minerva as well. I mean, in that case,
if we're gonna rest here, maybe burn them as we leave.
Yep.
Yeah, a smoke signal also would attract to this place.
Well, that, and I don't want to be sitting in a dead body smoke, I guess.
It's not going to be.
wouldn't
It's
make
not going
for
to
a
be
very good
pleasant.
rest.
It's not going to be
Yeah.
pleasant.
Yeah.
What smell anymore?
I mean, yeah, it's already pretty bad down here. I think currently, Kalik, Adabara, Pollen, you guys are in sort of the remnants of Adabara's sort of makeshift laboratory. Tables thrown over, glass vials smashed, ingredients pouches spread just everywhere on the ground. The huge clawed footprints of Garor, evidence of the sort of destruction that he wrought here as Adabara tried to avoid him, as he destroyed everything looking for the potions that she tried to defend against him.
Well, I think Kalik is going to see about taking a short rest if nothing else is going to go down.
Yep, same.
Get some HP back.
Absolutely.
You'll move back to the group, keep everyone together.
Perfect. You guys can totally take a short rest here. A short rest will give you pretty much everything. Give you hit dice, whatever hit dice you have left. Remember that.
I'm gonna spend all of them.
Remember, you only regain half your hit dice when you level, so you only get one hit die. Or sorry, half your hit dice when you take a long rest. So you will only regain one hit die since you're level 3 when we rest.
Question.
Yes.
So, with spell slots, do I regain some of them?
What's that? Say it one more time.
Spell slots, do I regain some of them?
You do not regain any spell slots. The only classes that regain spell slots on a short rest are wizards and warlocks. Warlocks naturally, wizards with arcane recovery.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, you need a full long rest.
Under my 8, so I can use my trade D8s.
I'm back at 27 out of 31.
Ooh.
3d12, man, that's OP.
Yeah, I moved your guys' HP bars to be a little more prevalent. Make
So
it
good.
easy to see. Yeah, got some hit dice going. I'm still sad the stream can't see anything we have going on. I still have not had time to design a page to be able to view.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it'd be weird. Excellent. So yeah, what does this short rest look like? Any details you guys want to have, or we can brush over it really quickly? Just say you rest here, you recuperate, you bandage up.
Details?
Up to you guys.
This is the time for details. There's only 3 of us.
That's right. Lots of spotlight.
Colin, will like to, when they're still taking over the body up there, to turn to Yerba and be like, hey, so can you watch her while I go check up on our deceased friend?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. And Colin would like to go to our dear old now dead companion.
Yeah, you can see Sneeze and when you get up there, you can see Sneeze and Piper, who are background characters in this moment, so they're very much blurry and faded. They are cutting away at this. Their attention is on the body of Garor, but it has been sort of pulled and turned over, and Inerva is flat on her back. Crushed. I didn't get into the details of it, but completely broken in a lot of pretty gruesome ways.
Colin would like to maybe make her less comically squished and much more, if I can, like, put her into a nice position of, like, rest. Because I don't like it.
Make a medicine check for me.
Thank you. Also, with my medical intuition, do I get any bonuses?
That's up to your whatever your medicine bonus is.
I don't know what that is. I just haven't.
Medicine is a skill. It's under wisdom.
Okay.
Should be on your sheet, yeah.
Yeah, so you have 0 medicine, so a bonus, but it'll be a 2 because of your wisdom. So you get a d20 plus 2.
D20 plus 2. Okay. D20 plus 2.
Yeah. 7. So you go to move some of the pieces of Adabara, and when you go to lift like a limb to kind of like put it, it just sort of, you could tell that you would have to be so insanely careful to move everything, and I think you're very, very gentle. Nothing comes off, but you know that the potential is there. and it's a situation where it's frustrating because there's nothing you can really do to make it more presentable or you can fix. You try to move some things around, but you know that you could only make it worse. And
yeah, Colin will just like scoff and slightly swear underneath her breath. And if I can find any flowers around, I would like to do that and at least place that upon her.
yeah, you absolutely can find some flowers. I don't think there's a roll or anything required, and you can place some wildflowers on Minerva.
And I'll make a little flower crown as well for her.
Okay, yeah, you can do that absolutely. It is the best job that you can do with the state that she is in, and I think yeah, it's you tell me, what does it look like?
I could not move her limbs that much, but for the parts that look slightly much more unnatural, I think I made flowers along those places so it looks more like she's actually just posing for a nice photo shoot. Sorry, for her. So, and I just place like a flower crown on her, like if it's like I imagine like yellow flowers, like you know how they call them here
Sure.
in this country. Just pretty much make her look like she's just posing in that way purposely and covering all the damaged pieces, so she looks like a nice lady.
Yeah, I like that you've sort of covered the worst places. I think like obviously there's still a lot of visible terrible things, but I think like the way you've covered it up, it's the eye wouldn't notice it immediately.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
That's right.
Only so much you could do after being pulverized.
Literally a cow fell on, like to put it in our perspective, it's like an entire full-grown cow fell on you from 150 feet in the air.
Oh my god.
It's not good. Bigger, a
That's
little
so rough.
a little bigger, like a horse. At least a horse.
Oh god.
Jelly.
It's not a survivable situation.
Well, for short rest stuff, I think Gilva would probably just have her weapons set to her side, and she's working on bandaging the puncture wounds, and maybe like examining the tail spikes. I don't know
Yeah.
if they're useful for anything or.
Make a survival check.
Sure.
Get me crossbows.
I am proficient, so +2 +4 total.
Yeah. Shout out your number.
And survival is what? Wisdom, right?
It'll be a wisdom-based score, yeah.
23.
23. Yeah, you can immediately sort of look at them. You've already pulled them out previously. There's still your dried blood on the end. It's drying, and you, looking at them, they are sturdy. It would take a bit to break them. They could function as crossbow bolts. Absolutely. And with a 23, you think if given some time, like a long rest to spend sharpening them, they could be very, very powerful. They could be painful. A little more. Consider it mechanically like they would be +1 crossbow bolts.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. If you have a tool set that makes sense, you're proficient with the tool set, and you're given a long rest, you can hone them into +1 crossbow bolts. And you had 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have like a tool set, but they would definitely.
You can always pay somebody to do it too.
Yeah, or something like that. So, okay. All right. She'll take some twine or maybe a little bit of rope, wrap them up, and then just kind of set them to the side. She finishes healing up.
Someone would come to mind without having to roll anything. Talon Thornwild, the companion of Nib Addlespur, sister to Pollen. He has been seen in the Stonehill Inn, fletching at his table. He seems to be a skilled individual at putting together bows, arrows, crossbows.
Thornwile, like THRNWILE.
Is right here. Here.
Okay, Thorn Wild. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Just for like crafting purposes, you mean?
Yeah, he seems. It's just somebody you would note has does have some skill in crafting arrows.
Ask Paul, and Paul would be like, "Oh my sister, she's dating actually. I think they're dating. That's my opinion because romance. But this talent is, I think, a little nice wood carver thingy. But that will be later on because I'm now basking in my glory of my position, flowered lady."
That's true.
Okay.
So you gather those up, Yilva, tie them.
Yeah, just kind of set them aside.
Yeah.
While she finishes up bandaging and just kind of like catching her breath after all that, because taking a lot of spines to the body really hurts.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark somewhere in your notes or in your inventory would be preferable for manticore spikes.
Tail spikes.
Tail spikes. Yep.
I got those on my. I've also got a bag of bones marked on my character sheet.
Perfect.
Mantis spikes.
Kalix's the only one I haven't heard from in this short rest. Did you have any detail?
Well, I think he's just gonna keep a watch.
Okay.
What he does when he rests is, in very practiced motion, he just disassembles his kit, cleans everything, especially all the little bolts and gears, and then reassembles the crossbow modifications, especially that, because the weapon got tossed around a little bit during that fight.
It
so
did.
making sure that's still working properly.
You can see like just like cleaning out the bits. I love that.
Yeah. Yep. He would be just sitting cross-legged with his cloak on the ground, using that to protect all the gear while he takes everything apart and then puts it back together.
The sounds coming from you are probably very... To me, that would be ASMR sounds. I love the sounds of any kind of, like, metallic, like, weapon. Just like that. That shit is my jam. I love that. I love that. And you're just... imagine you sitting on a ledge, or, like, one of these ledges or something. Like, yeah, or are you just staying down by Adabara?
He's still by Adabara because he helped Pollen heal her, and Pollen's walked off, so he's just keeping a side eye on her to make sure for some reason her condition doesn't just drop to the floor and
there were tousled
suddenly starts hemorrhaging blood.
There were like tousled barrels over here. You could definitely have turned one up and been sitting on it. The area was supposed to be her living space. Or she had a cot that was flipped over. Anywhere there, you could easily find a space to work. All right.
He would just easily set up on the ground.
Okay, yeah.
He does not need creature comforts.
Okay, if not, then he's on the stone in the ground. Perfect. Yeah, we see the sun sort of push forward. It moves, the clouds wisping by as we get sort of a small time lapse of the hour. Our sun itself should be in, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're still in the same day that you traveled out here. So it is well into the where the sky is getting orange. I would say late afternoon.
So into the hour, Yilva would probably stand up, put her skins back on, and check on Adabara. You do a nature check. Is she still holding there?
Still unconscious, breathing, okay. Which Pollen would easily be able to tell you to do so. I think any of you who, if you're staying down in the quarry, you wouldn't see Pollen's handiwork. But if at any point you leave and catch a glimpse of where Nerva was, Sneeze and the only thing that you would hear in the blur of Sneeze and Piper is that they think they would really be adamant to take things off of Nerva, but I think the party was already kind of like don't, which they thought was silly.
Yeah, I think Yilva will make her way up there. Check on that situation real quick.
Probably on the way up there, you would pass them coming to get you guys, because they're like carrying the Manticore. Usually I would leave them completely in the background, but they were left, at least Piper was left with such a major action of dealing with Garor.
Yeah.
It's hard not to illustrate that. So we would just see a big Manticore head on the back, Sneeze on top, and they're coming back that way. You'd get a nod, if anything, and a lot of stupid talk back and forth about everything they're gonna do with the Manticore parts. And how they
just shake her head and keep walking toward where Inverna was.
How they should have eaten Minerva and didn't get to.
God, just ignore them and keep walking. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find the gravesite of that pollen left. You see the broken body of Minerva, the parts that have been covered up. Quite well with the flowers, but it's after some time spent there, and Kalik apparently is with you as well. He's thrown himself into the situation.
Just imagine his body like ragdolling.
Just rolling over.
I was leaving because they were leaving because I didn't want them to accidentally eat the body, because they were mentioning the whole time when I was trying to decorate her.
Yeah.
So I believe I passed Kalik and Yirva a while ago back to Adabara to see if she's okay.
Okay, yeah, you head back down to Adabara. Probably you were moving with Piper and Sneeze, who are probably just waiting with, they're probably chilling up here waiting for everyone to get ready to go. Contemplating if they should leave on their own and take the reward for themselves. But they won't. Yeah, you can keep watch of Adabara. So yeah, the broken body of Minerva, thoroughly dead, lays before you.
So you say something, Kyle?
No.
Okay.
Oh, was Kalik not up there?
Yes, I thought we were. You mentioned passing by her while we left. I thought we were leaving.
I was doing that for Pollen, like Pollen. So like this was like an exchange of people coming. So Pollen.
We were passing by Pollen as she was. Yeah.
Yep. I thought the party was leaving. That's why I moved. He would still be there for not leaving.
Can I look at Inverna's stuff to see if there's something I can find that Yellow would see to be identifying? Like, is there like a pendant or something like?
So there's a lot of flowers.
Maybe her hat, or
there's a lot of flowers on her. Yeah, her hat has been sort of placed gently on top of her chest.
Okay. I think in order to prove
it's one thing that survived,
she would probably take the hat and just stow it away in a bag somewhere. Okay. Because we're gonna need to show it to Shanjiang when we get back.
All right.
Sort of as proof, I suppose.
Yeah. Anything else on her person would take a check to be able to extract.
Okay. Yelva wouldn't do that.
Okay.
She's not looting the body at all. Not gonna do anything like that. Probably just hold on to the hat for a moment and kind of look, maybe silently pray over it for a few moments.
Okay. Yeah, we get that sort of visual saying goodbye to yet another companion on this very difficult road.
Mark one off the list.
Another one bites the dust.
What of Kalik during this?
While she's inspecting the mashed potato body
and like praying over it, grabbing the hat.
Oh my god.
Well, he's not there, unless we're leaving. He would have to walk by it, I guess.
Okay, then I just didn't know if Kalik was going to the corpse or not. If he's staying down in the quarry, that's perfectly fine.
No, he has no reason to care anything about her because he doesn't know her, and every minute she spent around the party, she was being a dick. So
yep. Okay. Well, yeah. Yelva just wanted to make sure we return with proof. I guess
proof that we killed her.
Yeah, sure. Show kill proof.
Bring old reliable. She'll never part with that, except for her death.
I mean, that was turned to splinters, wasn't it? So not really much left to that.
You'd have to move some of the flowers out of the way.
No,
reliable somehow lives.
Not messing with that. Just the hat's fine. Just the hat's fine. So she take the hat, pray over the body for a minute, and kind of just walk off after, just making sure. Sort of surveying the job, making sure that it's taken care of.
Okay. Who among you has the highest passive perception?
Oh boy.
That's a good question. Zoom over to my character sheet. Not me.
12.
I forgot I'm below average.
I have 12.
You have 12 as well?
Yes, I do.
Which of you has I guess if you're gonna, that would mean you also have equal wisdom scores. I'm trying to figure out between the two of you. Both of you do a roll off. Using just a perception check.
Yeah, my wisdom's just 10. It's not anything special.
Oh wait, yeah. Do either of you have? Oh no, you would have the same. Nope. Keep going. Just keep going.
Okay.
Perception.
Yep. Perception.
It's just a d20.
Oh boy, this could be great.
Yep, it's just a d20.
Sorry, I'm like making it harder than actually.
6.
Oh, we lost it. It fell off, but it fell off the table, so it doesn't count. It was a 2. Go ahead and roll it again.
Oof.
I mean, technically higher still.
I rolled a 6 total. That's with proficiency and the +2.
Okay. So as the party is preparing their leave of the quarry lair of Garor, their rescued Adabara in tow, Pollen, you would notice something on the sky, probably because of all the fighting with Garor. Like, keeping your eyes to the sky seems sort of a PTSD situation right now. So on the leave, you managed to catch something. Between the clouds, they're sort of shifting around. The sun that is past its zenith's point, its very top, and sort of those clouds starting to get that orangish yellow of the afternoon coming to an end. You would see between the clouds what looks to be something moving. This is as far up as the clouds are, so very, very, very far. And you would catch what looks like the shadow of a massive wingspan. At least you would think it would have to be for you to see it from the distance. And you would see that it sort of arches out from a long, almost snake-like body. And whatever creature this is that's moving, it's coming from the direction it's coming from west and moving east, towards the Sword Mountains. So if you were to head back to the direction of Phandalin, it was coming from over there, towards from the western direction, towards the Sword Mountains at your back to the east.
Alan will see this, spin her eyes, and they're like, okay, start patting Kaylee right next to her while I'm not keeping her eyes on it.
You lose it. You're not able to keep your eyes on it for long. It's gone in the clouds.
I think I saw the dragon, but he's not coming here. But he's flying somewhere.
I think if you had spied a dragon, you would have been more easily spottable for the rest of us. You probably were imagining it. It's rather difficult to hide one of those things.
Colin, this is like seeing a plane. Like, it was like seeing it's like seeing a plane move through, like on a takeoff, where you just can kind of like see it moving like that distance.
Well, I know what I saw.
I don't believe we should discount any dragon sightings, especially recently.
Thank you. You see? Trusting companions.
I'm merely stating that I also do not see it. Do you see it, Unirva?
I'm sorry, I'm really tired.
I don't see anything, unfortunately.
So, no dragon sighting then?
That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You're an alchemist, shouldn't you know that?
There's a quote from a really good movie I could bring up right now, but I'll choose not to maintain immersion.
I'm sorry, Barry. But I got a really good feel. Well, not a good feeling. When you see something like that, you never get a good feeling. And also, I'm exhausted, so maybe I'm just imagining things. Yes.
You think we should return now?
Now? Wait,
We've-
it's like the sun is setting and it's really dark, and we have an unconscious buddy right here.
Phandolin's about
We
9 miles away. Go ahead.
I don't exactly want to nest in the middle of a monster lair, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but where should we go?
Maybe we should put some distance between us and this place.
Okay.
How long is it to town anyway?
It'll be
9
it's 9 miles. It'll take you'll arrive late evening if you go without stopping.
When I was leading them here, did I notice like some kind of like nice crevices of a spot that we can maybe potentially go into, or something like that?
We should make it by the night if we leave now.
But we have a body with us, a live one who's unconscious.
We have a body?
I'm calling her the body right now. At a bar.
An
Oh,
unconscious
I was about to.
companion.
I was going to say, I know you spent some time with the flowers in Unerva's body. Not Unerva, cowboy elf. But
Yeah.
Inverna, yeah.
Inverna, thank you. We are definitely not carrying her anywhere.
I know we're not carrying her, but at a bar, she is still unconscious, and she might wake up.
Fine.
Will you? Okay, I can imagine you for carrying her, but I cannot really do
I can do
anything
it.
about this.
I can make sure she makes it back.
Okay.
No one needs to carry her. He takes his staff, pushes it to the ground so that the bottom half of it touches, digs it in enough so that the ground will keep it from turning. As he twists the staff, you hear a loud mechanical and he pulls the staff up off the ground, leaving the base of it behind. And you watch as it... Oh, what was it? What's the term for something reverse periscoping?
I don't know.
Reverse
Retracting?
periscoping?
Just
Is there
retract?
even a term for that?
I guess, like, you know, when something
Expanding?
periscopes, it comes outward.
Retracting.
Extends?
Retracts. Yeah, I guess we'll go with retract. So we'll watch as the bottom half of the staff retracts into a disc-like shape, and then
Is it tensors?
yes, it is.
Oh, I love it.
There's a spark of life that cascades through it, and it goes poof, lifting off the ground with a puff of air, and then this hum of. And it's a disc, Tensor's disc. We can throw her on it, and we don't even have to worry about her.
Ritual cast.
Oh.
All right, so he sits there
For 10 minutes.
Well, I just want to know if you're spending the spell slot or not.
I don't have any spells left, so we're ritual.
Okay,
casting
ritual
that
casting.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Did you take ritual casting?
You could have been doing it. I'm totally fine with you have been doing it, and you just finished, kind of thing.
We won't have to carry her anywhere. All right, hold on.
Also,
All right, hold on. All right, wait just a minute. All right, 5 more minutes.
It's
All
10
right,
minutes.
hold on.
We're not in a battle, so it can just happen. Effectively.
no, he's just like, hold up, we'll be fine. Punk, like the thing just turns into a disc, and he just
And he
sits
walks
there.
away, and it's still spinning. We're just like, whatever.
It doesn't normally do this. It's supposed to be floating, like kicks it.
Oh my god.
Very impressive, yeah.
This is wow.
He like lifts it up off the ground and wags it a little bit, trying to get it started. Chucks it like a frisbee.
A magical plate. Impressive.
No.
So Yelva, I guess, is gonna move over to Adabara and lift her gently, obviously, because she's still wounded, and
Hold her head,
set
hold
her
her
on,
head.
on tensors. Yep.
Yeah, you
Floating
can
disc.
child's pose, get her on there, absolutely.
Yep. Well, very good. That's will be easier on my arms.
Yay. Okay. I'll have my crossbow out. I have no spells, so if something happens, yay. Let's
okay.
go.
Something happens, I'm sure Unerva will have us covered.
You
She
nerve?
always
Inverna's dead.
covers us.
Inverna's
Shit.
dead.
Yelva.
Yelva.
Ahem. Culturally.
You keep saying my name wrong.
Which one, maybe?
I'm talking to Kyle.
Okay.
Kayla.
I remember the first session, you're like, that's precisely what you wanted. And I'm
Nope,
keeping to it.
no, but Kayla's good. Like she's got the European Eastern accent thing going on. Irva. Yep. No, we're good.
Yeah. That's the best.
Choking sounds. Okay.
Getting
Don't gargle my name.
What is the plan? Are you guys returning to Phandalin?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can, because because Tensors follows you at a normal pace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we won't actually lose any progress.
No, it won't.
Cool,
I mean,
good. Because I could see like if Yodova was carrying Atabara, then it would slow us down. But since we're not doing that, maybe we can make it back by nightfall.
There won't be a roll required or anything. You know where Phandalin is, so
Okay.
it's not something that you need to make a survival check.
We mapped it on this way anyway, right?
You
so we
came
should
this
have an
way.
idea.
You're retracing your steps to go back. I don't believe a roll is required with skilled outdoorsmen as yourselves, especially with
Damn straight.
Pollen and Yilva. Well, mostly Pollen. Actually, Pollen's the outdoorsman, isn't she? She's like super good
I am.
tracker.
It's just snow is my weakness.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't call laying face down in the snow being an outdoorsy person, but
I never traveled alone in deep snow that was like 10 meters above me, but it's okay. I tried my best.
A
And you
cold.
pulled me out.
Okay, go ahead.
you just need a taller person to spot for you, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I have you.
A cold breeze follows you on your journey back to Phandalin as the sun swiftly begins to set into the evening. You made my candles pink. Oh man, I'm about to take that advantage away. the sort of temperate, or not temperate, the sort of the chilled sort of autumn air. Definitely stays persistent and gets colder.
It's okay,
as the
guys.
night
I still
arrives.
have 2 rages left. I'm fine. We're good.
The sun has thoroughly set, and your feet still tread upon the ground. Tensor's floating disc carrying your unconscious friend. After about halfway through your journey, as the sun literally is just a sort of a crest line on the horizon. Those of you near the back would probably hear before anyone else. Look, get away! And she immediately gets up and falls off the disc and tumbles to the ground. What's going on?
Come down. Okay, it's me, Pollen, and everybody. You're fine.
Looks panicked. Her head's sort of twitching around. Where is he? Where is he?
He's dead.
You can see his head right on his back right now.
Her eyes wide. Yeah, she sees the dead. She immediately, like, it's just shocked. And then, like, all emotions sort of hit her at once, and she just begins to weep. She's just she's not hysteric, but it's just a cry. So thank you so much for saving me.
Welcome.
I owe you my life.
You know, friendship is great. And I believe that you're okay.
She sort of grabs the shoulders. Was it you who wounded him?
Well, it was a collaborative effort. We all did something to get much more weaker. My ferret, I'm a weasel. I depend on my music.
Sound like a true team leader.
Truly, you're my hero, if not the hero of the Sword Valley. She looks and says, hi, where are we?
We're on the way back to town.
Yeah, so we should be maybe quiet because we're still in the forest right now.
You're actually in the there's no forest per se.
No forest?
You are in the crags east of Phandalin. Say, back to town. No.
No?
We should go back to Umbrage Hill, my home.
But your home is slightly crushed and looted and animals sleeping in there.
Yes. She says, oh God, why my head? And she says, God. Surely did me a number. No, my home. I have many things there at Umbrage Hill. I would like to return, if given the chance. the town, you're heading back.
Several of us are not in any shape to be traveling for the rest of the day.
Says, I wish only to avoid the ire of Harbin Wester. If I return to Phandalin, he'd be near to allow me to leave.
Why is there ire?
Harbin Wester is a man with a great interest in my survival. She's sort of just shaking off the sort of stunned stupor, just sort of like her limbs almost being asleep for being in sort of the unconscious state that they were for as long as they were.
I'll pull out my rations so she can nibble on them while processing this.
I have dealt with him for quite a few weeks now, or months rather, ever since the dragon was sighted. He's sent man after man, woman after woman to try to return me, and I have told him time and time again that my love does not belong to him, that our time has come and gone, and that I will stay in my home and do what I will do. Besides, the only reason he wants me there anyway is to make potions for his guard and more after. No, my home would be where I'd rather return, if only to avoid his attraction. Says, I will say, if anything, the town itself has quite a bit to thank you for what you've done here. Garor was a great threat, not only to myself, but many times he told me he would destroy the town.
Yeah, he was a jerk.
Where is your town?
Where do you live?
Phandalin?
How far away?
Well, it's right close by, guys. It's like the windmill. That's where she's talking about.
Umbridge Hill. I've seen you there before. Well, not you. Points to Kalik. This is my first time meeting you. Adabar Finch. She puts out her hand towards you.
Kalik, good to meet you.
I'm forever in your debt for whatever part you took in slaying the creature.
Will your home be safe for tonight?
Umbridge Hill. I imagine that from whatever kind of looting or other weather warned, the tower itself probably suffered something. I was unable to lock the door, seeming sort of frustrated in my own stupidity. Well, my thoughts at the time of leaving my home were saving you and your kin.
Yeah, well, it happens. You can just mop it a little bit, use some dusting.
I just wish there are many things there that I do not wish to see left. If Phandalin is where you happen to take me, I imagine you're hoping to collect on my reward. I think you're owed it at least. I will comply, but Umbridge Hill is where I'd like to go first at least, since I know the mayor would be completely... He would not let me leave.
We'll make sure you go get home.
Not without a fuss.
And, yeah. We got him a cannon, so we're like pretty much a big deal right now, so he should be fine with us.
So
there are a great many things we are to be doing in these trying times. Is there any reason you can't make that journey by yourself?
Harbin Wester being that reason. I don't exactly...
Going to follow you through the wilderness?
No, he's probably going to send somebody after me, and I imagine when he finds out I'm back in town, he's going to want me in his own person as soon as possible, and the mayor of the town that he is, I am not exactly the type to... I'm not going to flat out refuse him, if anything, talk to him, but I don't want to deal with the hassle, really, with anything. I will be able to leave the town, trust me. Harbin Wester holds no bard over me in any way, but I would have to deal with him. I would like to
how
avoid...
would we be able to let the town know that you are safe and rescued, and that we haven't caused you to be killed by a chimera?
I have sent letter after letter back the way, but it never seems to be enough for Harbin. He wants to see me back in Phandalin making potions for the town.
Is there something at your home we can take as proof?
If you drop me off there, I can send you back with another letter, but I'm sure it won't appease Harbin, not enough to get you your gold.
So, our plan is take you home, get your stuff, go back, say hi, collect our reward, and then take you back home to make sure you get back home.
Once whoever's sort of leading the way explains the area that you are in, she'll just say, "Oh, we'll be traveling late in the night. orcs, goblins, other worse things that have come down from the Sword Mountains, my hairy ass. Ever since the damnable dragon, these lands are less safe than they've ever been. If we were to go back to my home, perhaps if we were to rest there, leave in the morning.
Yeah.
We can't make it to your home before nightfall, then.
I imagine it's the same distance almost from Phandalin with where we are. We just take a turn south in the crags.
Yep, just like we came here.
Okay.
We should be able to get there, guys.
She looks, says, thank you. You obviously don't need to do that. You saved me, but I appreciate you at least taking my will into consideration.
Of course. Also, I do have your diary, so if you want it back, here you go.
My journal! And she says,
Yeah.
So you were in my home. What's left of it?
There's furniture. The house is not that much pillaged. I mean, I haven't been in there. Those guys were in there, as well as our dead companion. But overall, it
You
looked
lost
outside.
someone.
Yeah.
Sorry. How many?
Yes.
Just one?
Just one?
Just one this time.
She would not have died. Had it not been for me.
You know, it wasn't really. We killed it in mid-air, and it just fell right on her. So it was slightly funny.
Says, what was their name?
Oh my god.
Inverna.
Thank you.
Verna. I will remember it. Just another debt I'll have to pay. Do you have any family? Someone that I can talk to?
Well, if she has a companion she hangs out with,
I would know their name.
yeah, maybe. His name is.
Sean.
Yes.
Very well spoken, halfling tonight.
I don't have my notes. I don't know where they are.
It's okay. You also worked a 14-hour shift. I think you're fine.
Characters,
No one's faulting
characters
you
are
for
also up here. At the top. If you want to see them, Michaela, their cards at least are up here. They're nice, and you can hover over them, and it'll say.
Shun.
The ones who have been tapped are dead.
Tapped. Sorry.
Yeah, like magic.
Magic the Gathering.
Until next upkeep.
At least until next episode.
I
Exactly.
don't have enough land to revive them.
So you agree to go to Umbridge Hill,
Rachel, yeah.
Yes.
DD8
And
south.
in her journal, I made a liberty to doodle in it a little bit.
Yeah, she opens the pages on the way.
Did you draw it there?
She's able to keep to her own feet. She will.
My first fan fiction drawing, because I thought they were star-crossed lovers with the Manticore, so.
Oh man, you would see some pages getting ripped and left behind, kind of situation. Oh, and she's
They're covered in penises.
tear those out.
Not that one.
Said, Gaur was far from my lover, lass. Far, far, far from it. More like my captor. Or prisoner. I was only a prisoner.
Not even sure how that would work.
Says, I don't want to think about it. And she says,
Well, I will.
do any of you have a spot of food, water? Garor
Yes,
didn't give me much in between my breaks.
Enjoy.
Yeah, she'll
Have
take
some.
whatever's given to her. Very, very needily she will take. She's famished.
Shoot.
I'll hand her. Yellow will hand her a water skin also.
Okay, yeah, she will drink heartily, spilling down her
Slow down.
face.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Slow down because you're gonna vomit, and we don't want that.
Says, I ain't gonna vomit, lass. No, I'll keep it down. Don't you worry. No, I'm gonna keep it down. So to remind you of Adabara is a stout woman. She has quite a bit of hair. It's like a golden brown. You'd mistake her for a halfling if she wasn't so obviously human in her height and size. But she has the sort of the keepings of a halfling type.
My folk.
Yeah, she's like a human-sized halfling. She's definitely, there's definitely like signs of like famish. She's she's got like dirt marks, like scratches in places. She's definitely had to weather the wilderness for a while. She wears a sort of leather apron kind of situation that was still on, and you can tell that her belt was meant to carry many more things but don't at this point. She didn't obviously grab anything since she was unconscious from the quarry, but everything seemed to be makeshift anyway. That was not her actual area. None of those were her actual belongings. They were makeshift, provided by Garor. Yeah, she's got a I think as far as personality, there is a perseverance to her for sure. She seems like a very strong individual, despite her recent dealings.
He was happy.
By nightfall, you reach Umbrage Hill, and we can see that the night has fallen, and you probably travel a good hour or two in darkness before reaching Umber Hill, and the tower itself just sort of a dark pillar. Says, "Well, it's good as place as any to stay. I should light some torches or something, get some warmth in this home." Open the door, almost falls off the hinges, and we would see a scene of the camera on the outside as candles would light, and the home would become warm. We would see this tower, this windmill on a hill, and some nice soft lights in the dark blue and purple wilderness around you. That cold wind sort of being stifled off by the walls that still stand, and that ever turning of the windmill from the wind that's piercing by. And you are able to take a long rest here. There aren't many accommodations, as it was built for her, but she takes some hay that was sort of bundled up in one of the upstairs lofts and brings it down for you all to be able to sleep in on the bottom floor. Says, "Sorry, if anyone wants to take my cot, you can. It's pretty weathered from the time being here, but it still seems mostly intact."
It is okay. I'm used to sleeping outside.
Oh.
I can sleep anywhere.
Woman leaves for part of the week.
Yeah.
No.
You sleep in your bed, sweetie.
Let's see if I can get a. What do we have here? Combat Village, Stormy, Dungeon, Cheery, Dying World, Forest Day, Forest Night. Let me see if I have any. Is there any camps? I don't know if they made a camp. It would have been great if they did. No, it doesn't look like it. We'll just go back to the idle situation here. Change the music. So during the night, the only thing outside of keeping to all of you best she can. She wishes. I think Adabar at some point laments that she can't make tea because the teapot's gone. So a lot of things are missing that she's frustrated about and can hear. You can hear her in the middle of the night. She doesn't sleep until everybody else does, even though she's probably fairly weary. But those of you who are most wounded probably knock out first after having to be very, very hurt and travel for 8 hours after that. A lot of you have to be just dead tired. For any of those, yeah, what's up?
Are we doing watches? Or anything?
That's up to you. I'll ask that of you momentarily, but the only other thing Adabara will ask is probably questioning the time it took you guys to get to her. If you were searching that whole time, and she would feel so bad if you were, and anybody who explains your recent venture to Nomengard, she would express satisfaction that you are not that you did not spend all that time looking for her.
I'll cover Piper's mouth while trying to explain my version of the story, because Piper's just making it much more loud.
Yeah.
Terrible bard.
No, that they just said that you're dead, but I was like, no, you're not. And then I was like, we should just check because you might be still alive, and you were. Yes.
Yeah, not to like rush through or skip over any Adabara roleplay. I just wanted to get that out, but I also didn't want to put too much heavy detail on her bringing you in. I think it's just this sort of resting scene that we can see you guys here, and you guys can add to it whatever you want.
I think Kalik, in a teasing manner, would mention that. Crap, it's Pollen, not Piper, right?
Yep.
Your names are so close.
Oh, my fault.
I hate
both
it.
names, but that's what happened.
So
Peter, Paul, and Piper picked a pickle pepper.
Yeah, let's not have a whole team based on that. That would suck.
My name's Pickle.
In a teasing manner, he will bring up that Pollen is the only one of the party who was convinced that she would still be alive.
She looks. Yeah, I think bringing that up, Adabara would smile. Says, honestly, count myself lucky as well. Garo could have killed me at any moment, but luckily enough, he needed me. Damned fool wanted me to give him enough power to destroy Cryovane. Thought he could take back his home.
Well, it's a shame we couldn't have talked to him about it. It would have been helpful.
Creatures such as him are difficult to...
Useful until they're not.
True. But I don't think there was any convincing. He's too angry. Too much taken from him. Apparently he lost a mate to Cryovane. He's a very angry person. Well, creature. At that point, there's too much lost. I could never convince him of anything. There were moments I thought I could talk some humanity into him, but at one certain point, nature takes its course.
While everyone's talking, Yola would have her hand axe out. She's kind of whittling away at one of the bones we picked up earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel no remorse for Garhar. He was a creature who needed to die. Hopefully, wherever it is now, let's find some kind of peace, I guess.
Well, at least he was able to fly his last time into the distance, which is pretty magnificent, actually.
Yes. What do you plan to do with the head? I'm sure Tobin Stonehill would love to carve it onto his mantle.
Probably. Well, my companions were thinking about eating it, but we're not gonna do that. And I think the town needs some kind of decoration to be like, oh, this happened, a memorable moment for this little city of ours. Yes.
You deserve any kind of praise you receive. You're heroes in kind.
My sister's not gonna believe this, guys. This is like the best thing that I've done in like weeks.
And you say you brought a cannon to the town as well to protect it from the dragon. At a certain point, Harbin Wester is going to have to fess up to how much he owes those who have been helping him so much. He thinks his gold can cover some of this. He's a fool. Gold does not equivalent people's lives. But
Gold. It's not everything.
No.
indeed, it's not. Harbin Wester and his damnable family would tell you otherwise. Their want to be a part of the Lord's Alliance is just... it's silly. Anyway,
Would you be staying here?
I will return with you, if only that you get the just reward you receive in saving me. I'm sure Harbin will be happy to see me, and I've got quite an earful for him as well. I will be returning here if I'm not too harried. And as long as I see that the town is still in some working order, I don't have any need to stay. You've visited the town recently. I am curious. How is... One moment, let me pull open my notes.
Let me open up the memory banks real quick.
Let me crack open my memory banks really quick. I just have to see really fast who is in my town.
Can you hear the hard drive whirring in his head?
Sister Garel. How is Sister Garel? Priestess of Time More.
She's making baked goods right now, and they're pretty tasty.
Her shop's still running, that's good to hear.
They're
I
pretty
hoped
good.
with her I would leave the town in good hands, as far as a healer goes.
I thought she was dead.
Says-
She helped us.
Yeah, she's alive. At least she was alive.
Oh, must be thinking of a previous life.
You believe in the reincarnation?
No, just I could have sworn I told
Do you
her
know
apart.
Sister Garel?
Yes.
Looking to Kaelin.
No, I don't.
You don't? Oh,
I know very few people.
figured you
I'm
might,
immune.
knowing that she was once dead.
Might have been a mistake.
That's quite the story.
Name is familiar.
She says, that is quite the story. Oh, not many people get to be resurrected back to life, but when you have a family backer like the Weiss family, well, to fund your resurrection, it's quite the miracle to behold, I imagine.
I'm sure there's quite a bit of guilt involved there.
Yeah, she'll just say that just to the side, some fun me and Kyle lore.
I iced that bitch.
I think she doesn't unless there's anything else you guys want to discuss or do tonight.
Well, I know Kalek will do first watch. If we are going to, sleep. I don't know if anybody else is going to do watches or.
I would be comfortable with a watch as well.
I'll do one, but maybe can I sleep first and I'll take the last one?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
I'm passing out.
Each of you roll a perception check for your watch. Remember your dice are at the end of the table.
Perception. God, my stats suck. I should have re-rolled all of them.
Yeah, I'm not great for perception.
No, my stats are so average, it's not even funny. 11.
9.
Nice. That's a 12 for me.
Let me walk in.
Love
God.
it. Please remove everything from the table. I'm going to drop a map really quick.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Remember your number.
Actually.
Ooh, no! I hate when it does that. Okay, cool.
It's okay. Here you go. I believe in you. You did it.
Alright, cool. Just have to switch this out for our current situation.
Does if I have my steel defender with me, can that help me or give me advantage?
Yeah, if you would like advantage on the check, absolutely. I'm cool with that. Just like gotta wait for this bad boy to load.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Oh shit! Okay, 17. That's much better.
Oh, now we can move this down. Actually, no, it's good right here.
Considering my minus -1.
This
is 0.
Umbrage Hill. I capitalized it. I just want to get this in here. You guys can place tokens.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Let me save this.
Where did I go?
You guys all got moved. You guys got
her.
all moved.
Yep. Cool.
Yep, you can place.
Did you lock the map
Let me lock
so I don't
Yep.
grab it by accident?
Map is
Cool.
locked. Bara is upstairs, so the upstairs is over here, as well. I think it's fun to have maps. It's been a while. Oh, and I can actually turn the. This is fun. I can turn the grid on.
It's been a while.
It is now. If you move your token will fit to the grid. It's pretty cool.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
Oh, yo.
Now we can
That's
do.
pretty sweet.
Now we can do good stuff. So yeah, she's going to be here on this level. So Kalek, what did you roll on your check?
17.
17. Okay. So throughout the night, nothing gets close to, at least on your shift, nothing gets close to the windmill itself, but you do, with a perception check 17, the way the wind blows here, something you would notice, especially with your dog, with your mechanical canine, who does seem, I think holding to some attributes of an actual dog, with the way it's made. I think there is a concern for sure coming from this area. The wind pierces over this hill, which is almost tall. It's actually at a higher elevation here than where you are now. This goes up on a hill. You can see that there seems to be cairns built on it, but as the wind curls down, it brings with it a very soft and very sort of gentle moan. that just comes down, almost like a whistle from there, and it makes your. What is your? Do you have a name for your mechanical canine, or do you just? It's just the machine that it is.
I'm gonna name him Killer.
Killer.
Fido.
Killer definitely gets would give you advantage in the situation for that 17 to be wary of this area. So eyes on this point of the hill, because you can't really see over it. You can just see some of these cairns of stone that have been gathered. Whatever kind of grave site or this is over here, you're not sure. Just the whistle of the wind seems to come from that direction. Nothing else of note on your watch, Kaylee. Was there anything you wanted to do on it?
There was, actually. He is going to take out his staff once again, and he's going to open a compartment and pull from it some small tools that he will then turn into carpenter's tools. And he is going to repair her front door while he's on watch.
Oh, cool! Yeah, you absolutely do. You repair the front door. I love it. Let me see if I can actually go. This would be really funny if I can. Let me go into here. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. It's a table, but you totally
Just flip it up. You know.
Just like I can.
Oh, it doesn't flip.
I can flip it. 1 second.
Stand it up.
It's too fun not to.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Not to flip it.
I fixed your door. It's just a picnic table.
I love this.
No, it is actually the door. I just nailed legs onto the bottom of it,
Yeah.
and turned it into a table.
I love it. I don't have an actual door.
So those face out. That's zombie apocalypse defense right there.
Very cool. Yeah, you take the time to fix the door, and perfect. You're able to get that done within your shift easily enough. She probably won't notice until the morning, and I think that'll be kind of fun. Remind me as she walks through the door to be like, my door. I love that. So is that the only thing you do on your shift, Kalik?
You know what?
I'm
tempted to just wander into the cairns and start kicking rocks around, see what happens. But I think
Oh no.
that's good. I'm all right.
Okay. All right. You trade shifts with whom? You can put your token inside.
All right. I don't know who wants to go next.
Colin wanted to go last, so I'm next.
All right. So as we're switching, there's a door there now. He will mention that I sensed something strange wafting down from the cairns while I was watching. Nothing moving, but could have sworn I heard moans on the wind.
Did you only hear sounds?
Any sounds, no sights. Could have just been the wind whistling, but it's worth noting and keeping an eye in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now.
Okay.
Good night.
All right. What was your check?
It was a big fat 11.
An 11. All right.
Now is when they attack.
I mean, if they're right up there, I'm fine, but I'm not seeing anything past about 20 feet. So.
Where is Oh yeah, here's Yelva. Do you just keep watch from inside? Or are you just watching out one of the portholes?
Oh no, Yelva would definitely step outside. She's used to being outside. Being in an enclosed space is kind of it's not really anxiety inducing, but a lot of it's very uncomfortable.
Show me.
I will move. She's probably chill over here.
Show me how uncomfortable you are.
This area, just kind of so she can get sort of full view of everything. I guess all the corners on this side.
Yeah, getting just sort of a full view of the area. That gets very dark very quickly. So it's just kind of keeping watch of the peak of the hill. You can see the same cairns at the very top of the hill that keeping a watch on everything around you that Kalik was seeing. He pointed out for you to keep an eye out for those. So I would say because of that, because you're sort of listening for it, keeping perception there, that even with your 11, you do manage to get that ever once in a while eerie whistle coming through the wind, blowing through the cairns. Other than that, it's a peaceful shift. If there's anything you want to do, let me know. Or you can trade shifts.
She probably would just post up at the corner of the wall, find a place to sit. Look up at the clear night sky and kind of wish to be back further north. It's very far south for her.
Yeah.
Sort of thinking of her clan and her tribe. Wanting to be home.
All
No,
right.
no whittling or anything going on.
Yeah.
She's definitely paying attention to the area that Kalik pointed out.
Understood. Yeah, you can take out the rest of a peaceful evening. It's cold, that's for sure.
Feels
But
good.
it's definitely a good feeling. Who are you trading shifts with, and then where are you going after that shift? You can go inside, or you can sleep out here. It's up to you.
That's a good idea. Probably would go. Yova would wake Pollen. It's time.
Oh, yes. Give me a second. Stretch.
Are you still keeping watch?
Yes. Yes, I'm good. Whew. Okay. How's the outside? Should I be seeing something? How's the night sky? Do you have some kind of stars out? Is it romantic outside today?
It's very comfortable. Lots of stars.
Comfortable. All right.
Yeah.
I shall
And you
go
step
check
out the door, and it's like the temperature drops. It's really cold.
Oh God. Okay, let me get a sweater or something.
It's
Let me
like
find
it's
a
like
blanket.
30 degrees, if not lower.
Yeah.
20.
I would like to actually take my a blanket and go actually to the third level.
Ah, all the way to the top, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna go up all the way there.
Okay. Yeah, at the very top, you would hear the. So yeah, you can. Are you going to be in, or are you going to be on the roof?
On the roof.
Make a athletics check for me.
It's. Let me check that quickly. Athletics. Because I'm halfling nimble. I can move nimbly. I don't know.
Oh, if you're going,
Let's see.
all the way to the top, that would be like one of these.
Athletics. D20, straight D20, it seems like it. Okay. Sorry. Trying to. Wait, was that me? Yeah, that was me. Yeah, okay. So D20.
What's your athletics?
Oh, +3.
Okay. I was like,
What is it?
this is a DC.
cannot see
This is a DC 5 check, and I'm like, what's your athletics? It's like, well, you would have made it anyway. I was like, whew. Okay. Yeah, plenty of handholds. You climb your way up. Easily enough to get out onto the to the roof and get a good watch. As a halfling, you don't have any kind of dark vision, do you? No, you do not. So you get a similar vantage point to the others. It's a bit darker to see the ground since you're further away from it, but it's for the most part you're able to see within the closest vicinity. And what was your perception check on your watch?
My perception was a 9.
A 9. Okay.
Out of curiosity, because my Steel Defender doesn't need to sleep, could he have been helping everybody's perceptions?
Anybody who was on the ground, absolutely. In this situation, Pollen's on the roof. I don't think your Steel Defender is up. Like, on the ground, it makes complete sense that he could help. He can, like, help survey. He can be there. He can survey for himself if you want to give the Steel Defender his own role to be looking for things. That makes in this scenario that makes more sense with Pollen on the roof.
Steel Defender 4.
Going around in circles around the edge, around the windmill, keeping lookout.
It's just looking for pets. Yeah. That's all it's looking for.
A peaceful night. Nothing disturbs you. You spend 2 hours on the roof before giving being able to give your shift up to your other people, Sneeze and Piper.
Yilva does rest outside.
Okay.
Probably leaned up against the wall over there.
Yeah, I see you right there. Perfect. I love it. And morning would come soon enough. Adabara would immediately be Pollen, you can place your token somewhere else. Was there anything you wanted to do up there, Pollen? I didn't ask you. I apologize. Was there anything during your shift that you wanted to do? It's a peaceful shift. What's up?
I was just planning to play with my now it's going to be a weasel again.
And yeah.
I'm just having a fun time.
Weasel.
Yeah. Just practicing in the air, making him do weird flips.
Yeah, you got the classic like character portrait or character art where like one leg sort of hanging off the edge of the roof. You're playing with your spectral buddy. This would be a perfect character sheet illustration. You know, it's the night. I love it, and I can imagine it. And when you're done with your shift, do you just head back down? Perfect. In the morning, Adabara is admiring the handiwork. I think it's immediately just, who fixed my door? One of you fixed my door? One of you had to fix my door.
No, it just showed up.
Well, you have like wooden carved.
Make a deception check, Caleb.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It was ghosts.
He's trying to dodge a compliment, really? With a deception check?
Oh,
Come
God,
on.
I just took somebody out. Sorry, Pollen.
What's your total?
Let's see. 8. It's 8.
8? Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, she looks at... She says, no, really? Who? One of you had to. It kind of just shown up.
It wasn't me.
I built it. It's fine.
You fixed my door.
It's just a couple hinges and some wood.
You didn't have to do that. Thank you.
It's no problem. It was uneventful. I needed to work on something, so.
Well, I have to pay you for your work. Unfortunately, my gold's gone, but I've got a few loans I can pull in from some favors I can pull in once we're in town, and I can pay you properly.
No.
Well, first off, you can't deny my payment.
Well.
Even though I was already going to say that's not necessary.
Okay, I'm sorry. You
can't tell her not to pay me for what I did.
You did.
I'm sorry.
You did a fine job. It's like it's almost brand new. You have to let me reimburse you.
Oh, the door was already there. I just put the hinges back on and gave it a polish.
Yeah, but it's... Really, you're not going to let me pay you?
I think you're going to be paying us enough by coming with us to town and attesting that we saved you. That'll be more than enough.
The fact that you saved me seemed more enough there, but generosity never seems to cease. Well, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really thought this door was just going to stay open while I figured out there's a carpenter in town. If your services are available for the future, I would love to pay you if you are a carpenter, and obviously you are skilled. The rest of my house is in shambles, so if you know anybody, I'll take a suggestion. Of course, I can just go get Barth, and really is how I'm going to.
If I have no other obligations, I could come help.
Well, I would appreciate it, and would pay you thoroughly for doing so, and you'd let me.
Well, yes, for something as extensive as... He motions to everything. I would expect some payment.
She has a bag on her back. She says, I got everything I think is worth valuable that at least was left. Wasn't as much as I was hoping, but there was more than expected, really. And she sort of just like, you can see the pots and pans. She's got the Samwise Gamgee bag kind of situation. You're at Clang, and she says, well, I'm ready to hit the road if you are. Only a few hours to Fandolin from here.
I need to go.
Ready?
All right. Please remove your tokens and any dice from the map. Oh yeah. I gotta get rid of the door. Here.
All that hard work.
You can keep your door. It's no, I'll delete it. All right, cool. Just want
Where's
to.
my boy?
I deleted the door.
No, where? Not door. Where's my boy? Where's
Your boy.
Doggy?
Oh,
Who's
doggy.
doggy?
I might have accidentally.
somebody?
next to me.
Did you trash bag me?
No, you're right next to my character as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
All
me.
right. Yes, there I am.
Perfect. This. And yeah, you guys make your way over the hilly landscape. The chill of the day before seems to be lost. The clouds are quite white in the sky. The blue sky as well, vibrant behind them. Not as much wind today, so it's very much like a comfortable autumn day. The snow that may have collected last night has melted in places and is just sort of clinging to the sides as sort of like a filigree to the land. Yeah, you can crest the hill and see Phandalin in the distance, and when you do, it is not how you left it.
Oh, of course not.
This is where he like flips the map over and he says, "Ruins of Phandalin."
No.
I would like one of you to roll 1d4 plus 1.
All of us?
One person.
One person?
Maximum. Love it. You can delete that. Alright. Oops, sorry. Let's do this. Now I'm going to turn off the grid because we don't need that for this. Turn off the snapping at least. Okay. Interesting. That means I get to choose. Okay. A little smaller. I just wanted to see how many there were.
Oh boy.
And
Night raid.
Did I roll like for the damage right now? I don't like this. No. No.
okay. So, when you arrive, you see Phandalin in the distance. Go ahead and place your characters somewhere on an edge of the map to sort of symbolize the direction. You would be coming from this direction, so you're on one of
Southeast?
these. You're on one of these hills.
Should be doing like that.
Yeah, each of these squares is 20 feet, by the way, but it's fine if it represents you. So, as you... Where's, Oh, there's Adavara. So we're only missing... where is, Caleb?
That's a very good question. I'm looking for me. But
Because I had him next to me, but he's not there anymore.
yeah, I went to go get him.
Caleb token.
Did somebody
is
trash
Fine.
Kalik?
He's on the floor.
Oh, he fell.
Oh, he's on the
floor. He dropped it.
I was checking the trash
Caleb,
bag.
no.
Not like that.
So you see
You're not
Phandalin,
trash. I love you.
down below, and you hear what sounds like a chinging of metal on metal. And when you crest the way, you see several buildings encased in ice. Some of them partially, some of them fully. You would also see. I would say, yeah, it would probably be. Let me just do these. You would also see. I think that is worthwhile. Put half. You would also see some buildings completely destroyed.
Great.
Yep. So the ones with the blue are encased in ice, and the ones with the black tokens are just destroyed. They're sort of the buildings, the framework's been smashed, the roof is all sort of spread out.
Come on, man.
So you would see that the Stonehill Inn is untouched, fortunately enough. The Lion Shield Coaster, the Townmaster's Hall, and a couple other residential buildings have ice entirely. In the case of the Lion Shield Coaster and some of these buildings, the residential buildings, they're entirely covered. The Townmaster's Hall is half ice, and you see hanging off of the ice pillars, which spike up 2 or 3 stories taller than the buildings that they're in. You can see they look like huge, jagged spikes that have been like thrusted into the ground. There are people hanging off of it, chipping away with picks. You can see the Lion Shield Coaster. The Fandolin Miner Exchange itself seems to be a lot of action between here and there. The miners sort of going back and forth, providing gear and moving. You can see there's a lot of activity here. The miners exchange is in full sort of engine mode, and you can see that each of these sort of ice pillars has at least 3 to a dozen people hanging on them, chipping away at the ice itself. The destroyed buildings are just annihilated effectively. The cannon sits in the middle of town. It's mouth smoking even still, and individuals seem to be covered sort of around there. You see a lot of people who seem to have formed what looks to be like a town militia, if anything, to operate the cannon or around it. One of those individuals is the person who kind of I forget what name I gave him because I never wrote it down, but sort of the mouth of Harbin Wester is there as well. You can see they have like makeshift sort of armor and weapons around, and they seem to just be keeping to the cannon as it's sort of smoking as well. You do not see many people out and about. People are sticking to their homes, looking out their windows, staying on their porches, and you effectively look down at a Fandolin recently attacked. What do you do?
Well, hopefully the cannon did something.
Didn't I say I saw a dragon?
What did you say, Paula?
Didn't I say that I saw a dragon? But not happy that I saw one. It's more like, haha, it's shit.
Hey, you're right. I guess I'll lean over and say, well, I guess you did spy a dragon.
Well, you see.
We should go see what's going on, see if we can help.
Let's do that.
Well, it looks like it's far past the point of helping, but...
Well, we should still... Maybe there's something we can do.
Yeah, help melt the ice? I don't know. Or, anything they need, we can do.
Well, let's just hope whoever pays us is still alive.
Well, if I see his mansion, it's a total crash, so...
Yeah, what were you mentioning a mansion?
Harbin Wester's home.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
We're going to turn in the quest there, and it's flattened.
From this angle, that's interesting you say that. From this angle, let me turn on the village music. Hopefully this isn't too goofy. Oh, it's just ambience, it seems. Okay, cool. Oh, and it's very, it's too nice. I'm going to something else. It's immediately...
It's not tragic enough.
It's like, I'll just do one of the idols. Okay.
How soothing.
Give me tragedy.
Everything is fine. No, I don't do tragedy, but I'll do sort of, just another idol. You do notice that there is actually a building that you maybe spotted before when you were in Fandolin. It's kind of hard to miss sometimes, but if you're focused on other things, it's actually passable. Peaked atop the hill to the east of Fandolin is a gorgeous, beautiful, 3-floored, multi-winged manor. that spans the entirety of this hill and clings to it. It holds a beautiful red rooftop. Its walls are highly decorated with wood and stone, and in some places even metal. Or brass itself. It is a beautiful home. But before I go into much more detail, I would like to invite Kyle to detail the Weiss Manor for me.
Oh.
Oh,
if
boy.
you had any
Okay.
thoughts.
That's... You're blindsiding me.
We
with
can
that
leave it
one.
at what I explained. Just red rooftop.
Todd, why don't you seen
beautiful,
Ruby, right?
but it's
just
up.
say it's.
It's up to you. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't want to blind.
Just say it's a Weiss Manor.
It's a Weiss Manor? But he already said it's the Weiss Manor. Would you detail that for me? Yeah, it's the Weiss Manor. It looks like how the Weiss Manor looks.
Yeah,
You've seen Ruby before. It's just the Weiss family manor.
I mean, I saw that freaking years ago. Okay, so built into. Okay.
And before he describes everything from Resident Evil 2.
It's got a puzzle where you can't get through the front door unless you find 5 statues with 3
A
medallions.
bunch of medallions and shit, God.
But if you put them in wrong, it releases the T-virus into Phantom.
No!
Oh my god.
Well, I think it would have been built by dwarves. So it's going to have very strong stone pillars that have been imported from the nearby quarries. It's built into the hill, so it's very complementary to the structure of the hill itself. There's a long promenade of stairs with small statues flanking either side of the stairs to guide you up to the front door itself. There are large bay windows which look out over the town, which have drapes thrown over them. The second floor it's built in the manner of medieval homes where they have a wider second floor than the first one, so that it's more spacious. And the third floor is less of a floor and more like a small wizard's tower that stands over the left promenade and has a commanding view of the area around it, with your classic bent wizard hat roof, where it comes up to a point, but it's kind of offset to the side.
Yes.
And
nice.
I love it. Yeah, you guys see that in quite a beautiful view from here. You get a better angle on it than you would in town. In town, town's down low enough that when you would go to look at it, you can only really see the rooftop of this manor. But from the angle you're at, up on a hill, you can see pretty much the best vantage point of this beautiful manor that does not belong in Phandalin. As far as the town of Phandalin, it does belong in Phandalin in that there are obvious areas where you can see it's been built atop an older place, and that's common in Phandalin. But as far as the vastness of that should be the town hall, and it's not. It looks like a private home.
Nice. Kind of hold Paula up so she can see better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bougie for this town.
Way too bougie for this town.
that's in character.
So, let's go.
Okay, you guys are descending down into the town.
To the town, or are we going to the manor?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to what you guys are doing.
Figured we were going to the town since it's recovering.
No. Kalik didn't seem too thrilled, so I wasn't sure if we were.
Well, no, I'm not thrilled because our employer might be dead.
Well, we should go see at least.
You definitely get looks as you step into town. There are a lot of people out and about. On top of just the miners over there, there are people who have stayed to their homes, been told to stay to their homes for the moment. You can tell people on their porches. What's up?
Aren't we carrying a manticore head too?
That's why.
Just
That's
look
why.
really strange.
You don't just get the normal looks of, oh, someone's coming to town. Just, oh, what are they? What's that? What's a manticore head? Is that the manticore? And it's just like, it's immediate, like, people like, they killed it. They killed it. And they're just there's no name for it here, so it's just they killed the manticore. And also a look of Adabara. I saw like literally people wide-eyed, and I think it's enough that some people step off their porches, and I think a woman and her children step out, like an older middle-aged woman steps off of their someone who's probably a farm goer, and says, excuse me, Adabara, is that you? And says, oh, and immediately it's like a reunion between her and this person. They exchange. It's like, I can't believe you're alive. I thought you were dead. It says, oh no, I'm not. It's a good thing that these people were here. They killed it. And it says, and then, yeah, they just talk and like sort of catch up really quick. At which point, Adabar says, I do have to go. I can't stay. We'll catch up soon. And she smiles. The kids sort of happy to see this person as well. And this happens more than once as you come into town. Maybe at least 3 times people see Adabara. All the way up until you get to the center of town near the cannon, which is where you're heading. Or are you heading to Townmaster Hall? Where are you going?
Probably.
I need a location.
I mean, straight to business. We don't want to carry a manticore head around forever.
Yeah. You make your way to the center of town, where you do see the mouth of Harbin Wester, Dern Haddleback. Let me get his last name here. I had to make a new name for him because I have lost that previous name completely. But you've always known him as Dern Haddleback. I still have the character. Yeah, he seems he's in his leather armor, which you can tell is like hunting people. Like he's in his hunting gear. Effectively, is what most people you see them in. Like nobody's wearing like plate, or maybe one person has a really really old set of chainmail. But Dern has just his sort of hunting gear on. He's got a leather jerkin on, effectively. Around a brisk shirt, and when he comes in, he'll hail you, and then when he sees the manticore head, he immediately starts moving towards you with excitement. The smoking cannon behind him. There's 2 or 3 guys without the guys and gals. They're wearing very very little in the top half because they got the sort of like sweaty, like trying to fix it. You can see somebody's in there with like some tools, like trying to mess around with it. Like at least 3 individuals, two guys, 1 girl, and they're just messing around with it. And the actually no, it's cold out, so no, they'd still have their shirts on, kind of situation, but their sleeves are rolled up. I was imagining a hot situation. The
very hot.
How hot?
So hot. The get your boners out of here. Anyway, smoking. As Dern immediately moves, you can see like several other individuals who've probably been like under Dern's employ for the last couple hours, and whatever this town's have to deal with, immediately follow behind him. Like, oh, but these just they're like tavern goers. Like they're farmers and miners and other people. They step up behind him immediately. He walks up and he's got a big smile on your face. Oh boy, am I glad to have you back! And he takes one of your hands and would immediately shake it. Whoever he can get first. He says, "Glad you turned hand with Adabara as well, Mom. We're in sore need of your services." She immediately just say, yeah. And she's irritated. Says, "You've done us a great service, and yeah, is that?" Turns Pyre around. "You've killed it. You've slain the manticore. My God! Not only did you save her from the thing, but you killed it. Oh, that's gonna make a pretty trophy in Stonehill Inn, that is, or maybe on the Townmaster's doorstep. I'm not sure." He says, yeah, and he looks and he just says, "I can't thank you enough for returning, and do well. You're a little late." And he looks around. Says, "We had a visit from the dragon. That's not obvious on your way in." Oh, come with me. And he leads you back to the cannon. As he does, he pats a hand. Old Reliable here. Stood for quite a few shots. Enough to ward the damn thing off, but can't tell you what it took to load in between times. I imagine a normal gnomon brigade probably has at least 18 of these things. Get them firing every couple of minutes, or seconds rather. Took a few minutes between each shot here. Let me tell you, those minutes were terrifying. People running. Kind of holds up a sword, throws it in the ground, like blade first. A lot of good those were. Weren't able to get a scratch on it. The cannon's only thing that sent it away. But it had its way with the town. As you can see, we're trying to dig ourselves out. A couple people lost their homes, including the mayor himself. Of course, he doesn't know it. He's sealed inside his home. Half the damn thing's closed, and he won't open the windows of the other half. For anything. He'd been expecting this for a while. And he points over as he moves. He's sort of just giving this is like giving the lowdown of what's happening.
The sit rep, yeah.
The set
The
rep.
sit rep from
the
the
sit
guy.
rep. He points over and says, Poor, one moment as I look into my notes. Poor Helia
the scroll is coming out and it just falls on the ground and rolls away.
He points over to the Lion Shield cloister. He says, Poor Helia Thornton's been completely encased in ice. We don't even know if her and her staff are still alive in there. I imagine they are cold as hell. They're trying to gnaw them out for the last couple of hours since the damn thing left near break of dawn. You came barely in, if you come a little sooner, maybe you'd at least seen the thing leave and were able to get it off. You didn't hear any cannon fodder in the distance.
I heard nothing.
No, it didn't carry.
It's been too far off. And he posing the thing did leave late last night, really. And he says other homes are completely encased in ice. I haven't even got to them then. Trying to get the damn Townmaster's Hole and the Lion Shield coaster out of their current situation, and that what's destroyed is destroyed. Hoping the families within the frozen homes are still there. Or hoping we haven't really had the time to count heads yet. See who's who and where's where. I can tell you Helia Thornton is inside of Lion Shield coaster, and same with the Harbin Wester, two people who would have come to me immediately had they been not locked inside their homes. The only good thing really is the Townmaster's Hall. The quest board didn't get frozen over, so that's still intact. In fact, I have to nail 2 new posts up, but Harbin's locked inside. I need the paperwork. Anyway, it's good to see you back. Good to see you've killed the thing. I do have your reward for you, actually. I kept those on my person though. Oh, good. My belt kept intact. And he holds out a coin and she says, "Counted it myself when you took off, taking the quest. Knew that with your success rate before you'd be able to return. Though it seems you've returned a few gone. Enerva with you."
She did not make it.
Oh,
It's big there, Captain.
That's off. Another hero lost. Only knew her a few weeks. She has a companion. His name is Sean Jean. You met him?
We intend to speak
I'd
with him.
inform him of the details of the falling of his friend. I'm sure he'd want to know. Anyway, here's your money.
Man, that's a big bag. It's almost taller than those ice spikes.
100 gold pieces, as I promised. Well, as the mayor himself promised. You can count them if you want. Split them up as you will.
How many? So it's 100 split. How many ways?
Yeah, who takes the bag? He hands it. Yeah,
I guess
Pollen's got the bag.
That
It's
makes sense.
got a heft to it for sure.
She's de facto front runner, captain, team captain. So
Yeah, and other than that, Dern suggests you. I imagine you've been on the road a while. The inn's still intact, thank God. or not Harbin, it says, Tobin Stonehill's got his hands full. Anybody who's lost their home and still did not frozen in it is staying there.
Can I take the bag?
You can grab it. You gotta click and hold. And you will take the bag. Here, I'll bring the bag over to you. There you go. So to grab something, Michaela, you click and don't unclick, and you'll pick it up. Like, click and hold.
If it's got stuff in it, and you click
go.
and drag real fast, you're going to start pulling stuff out of it. Yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, and Dern sort of leaves you to do with what you will. Barthen's provisions also managed to survive, along with the Shrine of Luck. Sister Garel is nowhere to be seen currently. Her shop is closed.
I think the first order of business is to get this Manticore head out of here. Who are we going to give this to?
To the tavern, I assume.
We're just going to bring it to the inn and drop it on the counter?
Like, I don't know who's going to make it last to that decay.
I mean, if you're just trying to get it off your hands for the moment, a great place to put it would be Fandolin Hill. There's a lot of people coming up to look at it, while Dern's like, you should really get back to your homes. So, fine. It's been long enough anyway. If you hear anything or see anything in the sky, you get ready to evacuate, go back to your homes. And yeah, there's people who have sort of gathered, one to see Adabara. And Dern will approach Adabara at some point, say something that's going to be easily within earshot, which is effectively, oh, Harbin's going to be very happy to see you. First chance we get him out of there. She's like, you know what? I think he needs some time on ice. I think he can stay in there. Well, once we get him out, he's going to want to see you, so don't go too far, Adabara. She says, I'm in town, Dern. Don't worry. He says, okay, good. But you could. There's an option to place the Manticore head on the hill for everyone to take a look at. You could take it to poor Tobin Stonehill, who seems to already have his. Or you could sell it to Barthen. Maybe Barthen would buy it.
Why don't we leave it on the hill and inform Tobin where it is, and he can handle it as he gets to it.
No, Piper and Sneeze can be there to represent the head.
Yeah, they'd love that.
Yeah.
They'd love that. They can
leave
leave them on the hill, showing off how awesome their new kill is.
Great idea.
Love it. What and what will become of you after you sort of set that off, and the duo of Sneeze and Piper are just like, oh yeah, we got this, and
We're going to the tavern to talk to Shanjan.
Shanjan, I have Inverness.
Adabara is looking around for what seems to be Sister Garel. She'll say, if you don't mind, maybe we part for a moment. I don't exactly want to enter a crowded tavern right now. Too many voices, too many people recognize me. I'm going to go and wait by Garel's shrine. It's been a while since I've prayed to Timora for all the luck I've received, so I'm going to be waiting for the sister to return, so you can find me there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Very good.
Okay, stepping into Stonehill Inn. You make your way, making your way through the doors. You get the eyes of many of the cast of creatures over here along this NPC cast line. Those of them who are still around, including Shanjan. But you would see all of these faces, excluding Nib and Talon, who are not there. But yeah, you would see the rest of these living faces here. These are dead.
You'd see the dead faces? What?
Nope. Other than that, you see Tobin Stonehill, his family, and the inn does seem a little extra full, and you can see some of the tables have been moved to the side for a make of what seems to be like sort of gathered furniture, some of it damaged, some of it but in enough tact that's been sort of put in that corner. Mostly cots that have been put in, and you can see how like half of the Stonehill Inn has been placed as sort of a refugee area area for people who have lost their homes to stay in. Tolbin Stonehill seems to be keeping them up, and those people stay to their beds, and when people enter, they sort of look. And there's some more children in here than there normally would be, obviously, since those families lost their homes. And and other than that, you would see the other half is the inn itself, and Shanjan is in effectively the same place where you left him. Just playing a game, some sort of game, solitaire chess. Tolbin, nobody, people look and regard you, and you get some faces of, oh, they're back, oh, good, they can see what's going on kind of situation, and catch up. Tolbin Stonehill is unable to address anybody coming in, completely busy with his packed in.
Who wants to? I should. Okay. And Helen will go first. Like, Shanjan, hi.
You have returned.
Yeah, we did.
I did not see you walk in. It has been better part of a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, so, who won your bet?
Ilva would take her hat out, Inverness hat, and set it on the table in front of him.
He would look down and says, Minerva's hat? Puts out his hand and he gently grabs it. How did it happen?
When we were fighting the Manticore and we successfully killed it, we had the head with us. Well, on the hill right there. The Manticore fell on her while she was still shooting it from the bottom and crushed her quickly.
It was a quick death.
Are you saying the Manticore fell on her?
Yeah.
He looks down at the hat and he just says, I guess there's no other way she'd rather go. That's a story to tell, if anything. And he looks and he says, I will miss her. What a
I'm
fool
sorry.
she is. What did you do with the body?
Well, before we left, I made like a flower ordination for her, what I could to make her look presentable, said some prayers, and before we left, we burned the body, as well as the other bodies there. Yeah.
You burned her?
Yep.
Unfortunate. Well, I guess she really is gone. And he just stares down at the hat, says, I'm sorry, friend. Don't think I could ever make enough money to bring you back in that way. Well, I'm not really good at goodbyes. He just sort of takes the hat and pushes it over. He just sort of leaves it on. Actually, just sort of doesn't push it back. He just sort of takes it and sets it down. And he just says, "Thank you for coming back. So you killed the creature?"
And saved Adibara as well.
So you succeeded?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure Iverna would have been happy to be part of a successful venture. It would have been one of few for her, though. It's very weird to think that she will not return. I dare to say I might miss her. Not what I expected. Well, I guess then that's it. He sits up from the table. I will be making my own arrangements then. I guess I do not owe her anymore. Well, it was good to meet you when I did. I believe I will be heading back to Neverwinter now, since I no longer hold an obligation to this town.
And Nerva was keeping you here?
Is there anything I can do for you?
So he says, I don't believe there's anything that can be done per se. I came here to help Minerva make money for a personal reason of hers, which I don't think is of my obligation to share. Now that she's gone, I guess, like I said, my debt is sealed. There is nothing that you need to do. You've done enough in burying her. I had hoped that maybe her body remained, that I could bring her back with enough time spent. It would fulfill my debt to her to do so, but if she is ash and bone, it would be far too much to repay.
I'm sorry. Didn't want animals to eat.
It is not your fault. It is the way of things in this wild frontier world that we are in. Unless there is something that you need of me. No, I don't see staying in Phandalin being of my persuasion. With a dragon around, I don't think I want to risk my life. Unless given ample reason to.
We would not keep you any longer than necessary.
Understood. I will be in town a few more days, but I will gather my effects and be on the road soon. If I see you again, perhaps we can pick up a drink. And you can tell me more about the tale of Minerva's end.
Of course.
And he just looks somber. And he moves away from his table. I believe I've lost the lust for the game. And he goes upstairs.
How many ways did we split the reward?
I don't know. That's up to you. The money is still in a satchel belonging
Yep.
to... Except for 1 gold, which went missing. I don't know who took that.
I don't know. I think because we're carrying it away.
that was Kyle. Kyle said he
Okay.
grabbed
Okay.
it.
So the total was 100,
Indeed.
and we have to split.
It sounds like 33 to Pollen and 33 to Yerva and 34 to me.
Works for me.
What about Piper?
You know what? I get the feeling that neither of them really care about money that much. You know what? Let's just keep it between the 3 of us.
Okay.
So you guys can grab your
We're
gold.
paid in animal parts.
Did Shanjan leave yet?
He's getting up to go. He seems very disillusioned right now. Like the news of his companion dying comes as a surprise to him.
Before he leaves, Yola would pass her portion to him.
She would look. He would look and he says, "And what is this?"
This is what Inverna would have had if we brought it back successfully. You can have my portion.
Make a persuasion check.
My charisma is amazing, guys. Ooh, Cinco Pico. I'm straight gambling. Not bad. 19 plus 0.
He would nod his head and pull his hand out to take the money. We can discard 33 gold here. As he takes it, goodness, this is gonna be a process that we'll have to do later. 33 gold can come out a little bit later, though it is kind of fun just to stack these. He will take it and he says, "Though I don't believe it'll ever equate a person's life, I appreciate the gesture. I can't help but feel guilt in taking it."
She gave her life to succeed.
Yep.
It seems only right that you take her portion.
It's funny. I'm taking gold from Minerva in death as I did in life. So be it. I will put it to good use. Perhaps to commission a small storybook for the end of her tale, or I'm sure she would like that. Thank you. He takes it and he retreats upstairs. With our session coming to a close, is there any final things you guys would like to do before we end the episode?
I mean, I've got something.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any? I just
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, we'll start with whoever's ready. If you're ready, Yola.
Yeah, start with our boy. Let's
Sure.
Josh.
Yola would approach Pollen. Are you feeling better now?
I do feel better. I feel really sad, though. I would like us to leave a mission without losing anybody.
I agree.
But I have new cool scars.
No!
No!
Yeah.
Come back! No! Oh no! There she is.
Oh, wait, there she is. Continue. Oh wait, we can't hear you.
Oh, I gotta get your mic back on.
Yeah.
There we
Okay.
go.
There you
I have new cool scars, so I'm looking more like a badass. Haha.
I'm sorry I couldn't get to you fast enough.
Like, come on, we had a lot to deal with. Like, you're not my babysitter. I am my own grown up, and I should be able to take care of myself now. I usually do. I never really traveled with people before, so now I feel slightly distracted more. So maybe that's why I'm falling more often. But you did quite a lot for me, so I'm just trying to bring back for you guys.
Okay. Try not to die.
Well, I didn't. I think I saw something, but that's what I usually see when I go into that place.
Okay.
I'll be careful. Ish. More. Not talking to creatures on the first try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not talk to manticores anymore.
But let me tell you, maybe I couldn't be able to like convince him, and maybe we would have like a cool manticore friend if Piper was much more patient.
He does unfortunately put some damper on things.
But I wanted to also apologize to you. When we were still in Novigrad, I should have known it wasn't you.
It was very convincing. I didn't know myself.
But are you feeling okay?
Now. Yesterday was very painful. And so was the day before that.
You know, we should then, after all that this is over, go on like a vacation. Somewhere where there's like hot springs and just soak and do nothing.
Each episode.
Once this is over, I'll probably return north. I'd like to know where my tribe is.
Did you separate from them by accident, or was it by choice? We really didn't talk about that much.
I was sent away. We can talk about that another time.
Okay, yes, let's just relax. Let's drink. I am not poor, so I can treat you to something this time, so yay.
Very good.
Let's do that. Until he comes back. He's running around really quickly. Maybe I should help him. I don't know.
Maybe. That was all I had.
Okay. Kalik or Piper, any final scene?
What happened? I think this is enough for Colin
Okay.
today. Yeah.
anything for Kalek?
I think the last thing we'll see of Kalek is him going to the bar and ordering a drink, sitting by himself, or as by himself as he can get. He's surrounded by people who are packed in here because it's a refugee center now. But he sits down and starts drinking, and despite the fact that he's surrounded by people, he couldn't look more alone. And he just starts sipping his cup, thinking about the site of Nerva?
Enerva. It's Enerva.
Which one? The dead one?
The dead one.
Yeah,
It's Inverna. Yeah.
Inferna, Jesus. Thinking about Inferna laying there, and the camera will slowly pan out as he recalls the death that he's seen visited before him since he's arrived here. And as the camera pans back, the scene of the bustling inn slowly is replaced by this burning metal wreckage and men shouting and metal retching. And yeah, that's where we'll leave him.
Okay, that is where we leave him. As our session comes to a close, there is one final scene. As we are all in this inn, settling sort of down after a long journey, there is a small commotion outside before some individuals step up to the door. Three of the canon caretakers are hauling in somebody who is hurt. The minute they come in, they say, Sister Garel, where is she?" And they're pulling someone in who is pulling in someone in who looks terribly wounded. She's barely clinging to life. Come on, where is she? And they turn and we see Nib Adelsper, your sister, and we see that she looks fucked up. Like, she looks as fucked up as you did in that last battle. We see like a black eye situation. There are like teeth missing. There are arrows sticking out of her, and she's just sort of barely alive. And she's being pulled in, and it's only her. Talon is not with her, nor is the party that left. It's just her, and that's where we're going to leave off.
No, the worst cliffhanger.
I didn't sleep. Never sleeping before.
Oh no.
And that is that's where we're going to leave off. Very cool. Thank you all for joining this evening. So sorry, Michaela. Thank you all for joining this evening. I super appreciate you guys coming to play Dungeons & Dragons with me. Always a blast. This went so smooth, I didn't lag at all. So I have monster cards now, and I don't have Chrome open, and it's so smooth, and I'm so happy. And I just wish I had more fucking monster cards, because monster cards that I have are missing super new shit because it's old. But I have enough. I have to make them, but this was such a smoother episode for me, moving tokens, so I'm excited about it. So Tabletop Simsies we're working out. I will eventually get a thing so that people watching can see it as well. I just have to find the time to design that on my furlough week coming up. I probably will. But thank you to any of those watching over on YouTube who are checking this out. Appreciate you stopping by and listening to our adventure, and I hope you're enjoying it. I think that's everything. We will see you hopefully next Wednesday for more Dragon Icespire Peak. If not, it'll be the Wednesday after that. We'll catch you on one of them. But take care and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.